For those of you who don't know me, I have a wide variety of interests. Most of these revolve around some form of visual storytelling, but even then, the diversity within that group is much wider than your average person, I think. Now, in all honesty, everyone has a wide variety of things that they are interested in per se, but I think for me, the fact that I learn quickly and the fact that I am so easily excited about things leads me to making certain choices, like suddenly deciding to binge how to make video game videos for hours on end and starting to work on some projects. And then I get bored once I hit a wall that I have difficulty overcoming. I get frustrated and then I move on to the next thing, like illustration or animation or other such things. These particular topics are going to become apparent in a moment, but the result of this is that I've got way more projects that I've started than have actually made any progress in finishing. And the result is that I'm not very happy about that. I mentioned in the first video that starting isn't difficult. It's persevering through the boredom and through the low points that's hard. And that's why I wanted to do this, because frankly, I want to finish something. I'd like to have something that I can point to as, yeah, I did that. Is it perfect? No, but I did that. Now, that is it perfect? No is definitely going to be a problem for me because I am a perfectionist, sort of. It's an issue. But we're working on it, and that's part of what this whole vlog is for, is to break me of my perfectionism. This is my current project list. There are probably more that can go on here, but I don't really know right off the top of my head what they are. As you can see, I've arranged these based on the type of project they are. I also chose to add a priority to them. Well, I call it a priority. It's more of a mark to show how easy do I think finishing this thing would be, as well as just a couple of notes on what needs to be done. This is by no means an exhaustive list. I have a lot that I have to do that's more than just, for example, plotting out campaign, designing counters, write out campaign, write out world information for this particular one, the Defeat the Slaves to Darkness campaign. The reason why I bring that up is because of this. I have been sucked into this game, and it has been inspiring me, and I've wanted, I play D&D. I haven't written or done a Defeat the Evil Empire story in a really long time, and I thought, hey, it would be fun for the next game I run to be that. So I'm working on doing this, and I'm working on writing it out in such a way so that hopefully I could theoretically sell it to other people and they could play it if they wanted to. But that whole thing that I wrote out there, that's not the whole story. Each of those 4 points can be broken down into sub-points, right? So I have to draw maps, I have to write out descriptions, I have to write out characters and character motivations. I've got to do all of this stuff just to make that thing. And because I have a tendency to overachieve, what's probably going to end up happening is I'm probably going to end up writing out the world information as its own book for this world. And that's crazy talk, but hey, maybe I don't do that, maybe I write that out as a separate thing, and we're just going to watch as I work through that. But I'm going to be bouncing around to different things. I have this illustration ABC book that I want to do. I need to make all the illustrations for it, and I just need to buckle down and do it at some point. I've got about 25 pages I need to draw, I think. 26 pages I need to draw. And I just need to, I have them all planned out. I just need to draw the final images and then color them in. But for whatever reason, my brain has been not interested in that and has been wanting me to work on something else. And I follow what my brain tells me to do to a certain degree, because the last thing I want to do is get burned out. I've been burned out too much, and it hurts, and it's painful. This is the overview, generally speaking. I also have a couple other personal things I want to do. For example, I painted this miniature. I really hope to at least paint one miniature or at least part of a miniature per week. I want to be getting the paintbrush out weekly. I want to be painting and making art with my hands. I think that's very important for my mental health. Not that mental health is everything, obviously, but, you know, it's a fact of our lives. And, you know, this is the what I did. It's half of a miniature. It's not 100% done. I still need to do the rider. And also there are a few things that I need to clean up on it. But overall, I'm happy with how it came out. As for what I actually worked on from the project list, I have mostly been working on rules, particularly rules for working in Pathfinder 1st Edition. These rules have been revolving around magic and how to make magic more interesting. At some point, I can go more in-depth into the different game systems, and we don't need to do that here. We'll probably end up doing that in a week or two, just because I'm going to be... If I'm working on the same project over and over again, I don't want to have to get into the messy, gory details every single week of what I've done and what little I've done. And frankly, it's more interesting to talk about some of the theory and the ideas behind it. But the basic gist of what I did was, let's take magic in Pathfinder, which is a very sort of binary, you do it or you don't kind of thing. What spell do you use? With very little sort of interaction, in my opinion, from the caster, other than you do the thing, go. And turn it into sort of a more complicated thing that fits in with the world I'm trying to make. I want magic to be powerful, but also like dangerous to wield, and so I started adding a couple of things. Nothing too drastic so that the players feel bad from using magic, but the idea is that if you choose to stretch your limits, you can run into some potential issues, right? So if you use a spell slot of your highest level, to speak geek for a moment, if you use your highest level spell slot, you have to make a concentration check. If you fail, the spell still goes off, but an additional thing happens. Either you take burn from using too much magical energy. Burn is a kineticist rule. If you don't know that, it's basically non-lethal damage. You take non-lethal damage from the magical energy just blasting through your body too much, or the spell goes wild, and an effect happens in addition to the spell's intended effect. Nothing too drastic here. Eventually we will go over this. I also, by the way, have been working on the map. Yes, I have a map. Evil placeholder empire. Because I'm very creative with names. You know, and I'm slowly working on all of these to make them interesting. I kind of know what a couple of these are, but I need to sort of more flesh out these. Asgar's fantasy map generator is so good. I need to make sure that this thing is in fact usable for publishable works, but oh my gosh, this map generator is so great, because you can also just take like the fact that this is a kingdom, you know, and this is an empire, and you can think about, okay, what culture lives here, you know, look at their cultures that they randomly generate and go, oh, I like this, I don't like this, I can change this. And you can make it just kind of work for you and use the ideas that it randomly generates. It's really nice. I like it a lot. 10 out of 10. But that has mostly been what I've been doing this week, aside from moving. Yeah, this is me cleaning up boxes in my study. We moved just before Christmas. You know, it takes so long to move. Anybody who's moved into a new house, because we bought this house, yay. I have been doing a lot of work trying to find a job. I'm currently unemployed, which is a good thing in the sense that I can focus more on these sorts of projects. But it's not a good thing because we need to pay the mortgage, you know? And so I need to find a way to make money just to live, because we live in a society. To use that meme. And so I'm working hard on trying to get that done. I am hoping to have something just to tide us over while I work on all these projects. Hopefully, my goal is to get one of these finished by the end of the year. That may not be possible. especially if I like stretch myself out too thin. But you'll notice a couple of these that are marked red, like they are, each of these like colors are, it's not just how easy it is to finish, there's also how much motivation do I have to finish it. So the ABC book, I don't have a lot of motivation right now. I'll have more motivation later, but the reason why it's marked green is because it should be really easy to finish. I just need to buckle down and just draw the images. And that shouldn't take a lot of effort, especially given that a lot of the initial work is done. So, yeah, all this to say that hopefully we will be getting that finished by the end of the year. I can have that published and sold, and then I can work on some of these other things, get those chipped away at, and as I work on these various things, you will hear about it. So that's it. This has been the first official, well, I guess it's technically the second vlog, but this has been the first one where I actually do what I said I'm going to do, so thank you all for sticking through with me, and I'll see you next week.